We all know that seeing the baseball, actually watching the baseball, is one of the most important aspects to becoming a successful hitter. It doesn't matter how great your swing mechanics are. At the end of the day, you have to see the ball and you have to be able to put the barrel of the baseball bat onto the ball in order to hit it, right? And so today, I thought it'd be really beneficial if I shared with you some awesome tips to help you see the baseball better. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so let's talk about seeing the ball. What can you do to see the baseball better? We're not gonna be talking about different ways to improve your hand-eye coordination in this video or anything like that. We've got other videos that'll help you out with improving your hand-eye coordination, but what I wanna talk about today is when it's actually game day, when you step in the batter's box, how can you see the baseball better? Because I've been there before. There's a lot of times when, for whatever reason, you just feel like you're not seeing it well that day, and I think that these tips are really gonna help you out. So the first tip I have for seeing the ball better is find out where the ball is actually coming from in the first place. What I mean by that is, and this should happen, before the game, I guess, and during the game when there's pitching changes, but before the game, obviously the starting pitcher doesn't just show up on the mound, 30 seconds before the first pitch and warm up. Obviously they do a pretty elaborate warm up in the bullpen. And so you want to get yourself obviously physically ready to go, ready to perform, but you need to take some time, especially if you can see that opposing pitcher, like if they're in the bullpen down the right field line or whatever. You want to take some time and you want to figure out where is the baseball coming from. That makes it a lot easier to see it, right? So what I mean by that is, where's the pitcher releasing from? Is he a guy that's going to throw the ball, straight over the top like this? That's not super common. Usually most pitchers you're gonna find they're like a 3/4 arm slot, but you might run into a guy that throws the ball sidearm, or even crazier, sometimes you might find a guy that throws submarine, okay? And so I think that that's the very first component, is you have to figure out where is the ball coming from. And then also when you're watching him in the bullpen and when you're watching him take his pitches before the inning actually starts on the real mound, figure out if there's any sort of tendencies, if you can see things. Sometimes a pitcher might throw, a fastball 3/4 arm slot, but then, with a curveball, they really try to get on top, get over the top of it, and so they're throwing from a different release point. And so these are all things that you need to focus on before the first pitch is ever thrown. Or let's say it's the 4th, 5th inning, or you guys, maybe it's even earlier and you're starting to shell this starting pitcher. Maybe there's another guy that's warming up in the bullpen. That would be a great time to, while he's in the bullpen, recognize, hey, that pitcher might come into the ball game. Maybe I should take a look down there, see what pitches he throws, and more importantly, see where the ball's coming from. So that's the first tip. All right, so the next thing is the focal point method. And what this is right before you step in the batter's box. So you walk up to the plate, maybe you call time really quickly and, rearrange the dirt in the batter's box a little bit, wipe it clean. And then what happens? You look down at your third base coach, right? You get your sign, maybe nothing's on. Then this is where the focal point method comes in. This is gonna help you see the ball a lot better. It just takes a matter of seconds. This is not something that's gonna take a long period of time, but it's gonna make a world of a difference, especially if you've never done this before. So the way it works, you're gonna see a lot of big league guys, what they do is they hold the bat out like this and they take a really deep breath. And you notice they're looking at their baseball bat, kind of focusing on that. But what a lot of these guys are doing is they're doing this focal point method, and the way that it works is you get your sign, right? You make sure that there's nothing on, or if there is something on, it doesn't really matter. And then right before you step in the batter's box, you hold your baseball bat out like this. And right now I'm looking at the label, the logo of my bat right here, okay? And so you wanna look at that, and then you wanna briefly shift your focus from looking at this label to something that's off in the distance. I love to use the right field foul pole for a right-handed hitter. Left-handed hitter, you could use the left field foul pole, right? Because you know that every yard that you're gonna play at is gonna have a foul pole, right? And so you look at the label of your bat, you quickly glance at the foul pole, and then quickly back to your label as you're taking a deep breath. And I know that I'm talking about it like it's this thing that's gonna take a long period of time, but literally it happens in an instant. So you look down at your third base coach, okay, cool, nothing's on. Then you step in the batter's box and you're good to go. But doing that, what we just did is we looked at something off into the distance, we focused on something off in the distance, the foul pole, then we quickly shifted our focus to something that's right here, right in front of us right now. And what do you do when you're hitting? You're looking at the baseball out of his release point, something that's off in the distance, and then all of a sudden it's right here, right now. And so I think that that's a great way to kind of wake your eyes up, make sure they're refreshed, make sure your eyes are locked in. Do it before every single pitch. You're gonna notice a big time difference. So the next thing, after we do that focal point method, the next thing when we actually step into the batter's box, right, is you wanna make sure when you turn towards the pitcher, you wanna make sure that both eyes are on the baseball, okay? A lot of the times what you see is you see hitters who kind of just, they think they have both eyes on the baseball, but really their head is almost cocked like this, tilted like this. And if you close your front eye, your lead eye, so for a right-handed hitter, your left eye, if you close your eye and you can see the bridge of your nose, it tells you that you're not truly turning your head all the way and seeing the ball with both eyes. And it's very, very difficult to hit, obviously, and to pick up what pitch is coming out of the hand and the location if with your back eye here, you're looking through the bridge of your nose. Plus, I mean, do we walk around like this? It's very difficult if your head is cocked, if your head is tilted, to see. That's not the way our eyes work best. Our eyes work best when they're flat, right? And so I encourage you, whatever it takes when you step into the batter's box, make sure that both eyes are on the pitcher, okay? And make sure your eyes are flat. You don't want your head cocked like this. A great way to do it is literally just when you step in the batter's box, okay, whatever you do, tap the outside corner of the plate or whatever, but literally put your hand on your chest here and make sure that your chest is kind of turned, okay? So it's kind of tough to do it in slow motion like that. But when you step in, make sure your chest is turned towards the pitcher and then come back like this. That's gonna make sure that both eyes are on the baseball. If you just come in and your front shoulder stays, you know, completely closed like this and you look up, a lot of the times you're gonna have that head tilt, that head cock that we wanna avoid. The next thing, this one's really big. This will really, really help you out. They say that it's very, very important to watch the baseball, right? And I totally agree, but you wanna focus on where the ball's coming from. You wanna focus on the release point, the pitcher's window. You wanna always focus on that. You don't wanna try to follow the baseball as the pitcher's kind of winding up and going through his motion. You don't wanna follow like the circle, the arm path of the ball, because it's too much for your eyes to track. It just happens so fast. Pitchers are exploding towards the plate. And so if you're trying to like track the ball, like when his hands break and you're trying to follow that whole arm circle, you're not gonna see the ball as well as if you just go from having a soft focus, kind of looking out there at the mound to, you know, when he starts his movement towards you, immediately shifting your focus to his release point to where he's gonna throw the ball. So apply that. That'll really help you out. Don't try to follow the ball. It's the same as an outfielder or even an infielder for that matter. When you're on defense, you shouldn't follow the ball from the pitcher's hand into the hitting zone and then watch the ball, you know, obviously jump off the bat. It's just too much. Your eyes are dancing all over the place like this. Instead, on defense, you should focus on literally, you know, taking your creep step or whatever and shifting your focus to the hitting zone, and it's much easier to just pick up the ball off the bat like that. So take that same approach, apply it to hitting. And then the very last thing that's really gonna help you see the ball better is develop a nice, smooth load and really try to focus on minimizing your head movement. A common problem that I see with a lot of hitters, especially hitters who try to get, you know, they don't stay within themselves and they try to get the big leg kick going because they see their favorite hitter on TV doing it. If you have too much motion, you know, either before the pitch is thrown or, you know, too much head movement when you're actually going into your load, I mean, watch how much, I know I'm over exaggerating here, but watch how much my head moves. If it starts here and then my load is this big giant thing and my stride is this big giant thing, my head is moving all over, and guess what else is connected to my head and moving all over? It's my eyes, right? And so you want to develop some sort of a nice, smooth, controlled load where your head really doesn't move a whole lot. I'm telling you, you're going to be able to pick up what pitch is actually coming out of the hand so much easier, as well as the location. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, hit that subscribe button and join the UBT family. We're coming out with new baseball videos every single week, and I don't want you to miss any of them, so subscribe to the channel. And last thing, if you are looking to boost your bat speed and your power, I put together a free bat speed workout for you. It's 100% free. All you have to do is click on the link down below in the comment section. I'll leave that link in the first comment and I'll pin that comment, so it's super easy for you to find. So go grab your free bat speed workout, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.